Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show, and I am pleased to have on set Dave Herbon from Herbon Homes. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thanks. Good to meet you.
Absolutely. We're happy to have you here. I've heard a lot of good things about Herbon Homes, and wanted to talk to you about some of the things that you do there. And I guess the thing to start out with is tell me a little bit about Herbon Homes. It started by you and your dad, right?
Yeah. Well, it's Herbon Real Estate's our company. Herbon Homes is our website. But yeah, me and my dad, we have our own company. We're local out of Ogden. We've been in real estate since forever, seems like.
Right.
My dad got his broker's license probably in 98 or so. But
wow.
We've been in real estate since I was 6 years old. You know, we started out with rental properties, working on them when I was just a little kid. And so we just kind of grew up with it, and 1990 came around and graduated high school, bought my first rental property, and decided, well, let's give real estate a go. And so
that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, so we have our own real estate company, and yeah, we've been going at it strong for the past few years.
Tell me about those early years, because it sounds like it was a lot of fun. You told me earlier that your dad just pretty much gave you a sledgehammer and let you go to town on some things.
Yeah, our first rental property, and looking back on it, I mean, so many probably child labor laws were broken.
Right.
Me and my brothers, we were 6, 7, and 8, and we were living in Kansas at the time. And I was actually friends with the kid next door that lived in this triplex. And Kansas, there weren't a lot of rental properties. And so my parents asked me one day, well, what's the place look like next door? And I says, I don't know. I just go over there to play with my friends, you know. And I'm like, well, we're thinking about buying it. And I'm like, oh, okay. So they ended up actually buying it. And when we actually went in, they were a little bit shocked at the condition of it. A lot
different than they thought.
A lot different, yeah. The rain gutters had been missing forever, and there was a lot of dry rot, and the house had actually started tilting. And so my dad got a couple of his construction buddies and me and my brothers down in the basement, and I'm on one jack, my brother's on another jack, and the other one's on the other one, and his friends are lifting this huge beam above our heads, balancing it on these posts, and then he's like, okay, turn it, Dave, turn it, jack the house up. So we're down in the basement, lifting up the house, and the whole thing, this is like a 2-story building too, and it's just cracking and popping and making all this racket upstairs. And I'm looking back on it now, I don't know how we actually survived.
Yeah, you're lucky.
Very lucky. And so, but we got that property up and running, and the brilliant thing that he did actually was when college students came up and started looking at it to rent, they were like, well, and back then I think he was renting the apartments for like $35 or $75 a month or something like that. It was just dirt cheap. And all the college students kept saying, well, you know, we don't have a lot of furniture. So he says, well, I'll tell you what, if you guys pay me another $25 a month, I'll furnish them for you. So he just went down to the local R.C. Willie place down there and rented a bunch of furniture, and then his payment was like $25 for all the furniture that he got. So he was charging each student like another $25, so he was making money off of that as well. Yeah.
Smart dad.
Yeah, and he
still works with you. You guys still work together.
Yeah, we work side by side. We're actually in the same, we share the same little office space too together, and we're right next to each other all day long, and just bounce ideas off each other all day long. So
I have you share that story because of the fact that the learning process here is what you're really trying to take out of it for everyone else, right?
Yes.
You guys have done all the things that are wrong.
Yes, we've seen every bad move you can make. We've probably learned from experience, you know. So I mean, if someone was looking to get into investing in real estate right now, the biggest advice I could ever give them is single-family homes. Only single-family homes. I can't stress that enough. Single-family homes, yeah. And I say that because if you buy apartment buildings, you have so many families living in one space that nobody's getting along anymore. And so, and they're calling to you.
Yeah, you're suddenly the mediator.
You're suddenly the police there, and you're like, I'm not here to to fix all your guys' problems. I'm just here to rent you a space, you know. I don't want to get involved in the middle of it. And I mean, the amount of times I have to say, just call the police. Just call the police on it, you know. I'm not getting involved. So, and then the other good thing about single-family homes, as opposed to multi-family units, is anytime you want to sell it, it's a single-family home, and anybody's going to qualify for a single-family home.
There's people that want them. There's a huge need out there for them. I mean,
huge need.
People, I heard a number the other day that 1,000 people move into Utah a day, which is hard to wrap your head around, but that's the number that was out there from the state just recently.
Yeah.
If that's the case, I mean, like you said, it's pretty easy to sell a home.
Yes.
Because people are looking, I mean, you look at all the apartments going up, you know that that's not the ideal for most of these people. They'd like to have a home to rent.
Yeah. If you're just looking to kind of get into it, single-family home is the best thing. I mean, if you've been seasoned in it for a long time, yeah, go for the apartment complexes. But no, single-family homes, you know, basic cosmetic, like paint, carpet, stuff like that on a house, just to shine it up. It doesn't cost you a lot of money. And then your biggest pool in Utah seems to be the $100,000 to $180,000 home. So many people qualify in that area that anytime you go to sell a home, it's not going to be difficult to do.
Right, and there's lots of places with homes like that are in nice neighborhoods, especially looking out in this, you know, Taylorsville, South Jordan, West Valley. There's a lot out that direction, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a ton of homes out there right now. I think last year, the market increased like 20% as well.
Wow.
And I mean, right now we're starting to see the days of the $100,000 home are just basically gone. Anything that's going to, it's just, they're going away. There's still a few homes out there for investors that can get into a good place that they want to flip, probably under 100,000. But even still, you know, you have to get connected with someone who knows or who's actually done this in the past.
Right, because there's some work involved in making sure you don't buy something that's not going to turn a profit, because when you're in that range, profit margin's a little thinner, right?
It is, especially if you connect yourself with an agent that knows the market really well and knows the area. He's going to help guide you through it a lot better than someone who's just looking out there to make a profit on something.
Right.
You know, all my investors, I have a set guideline of where the home needs to be. There has to be so much profit in it, and there's got to be so much work that needs to be done to it.
Right.
If the margins don't fit, I tell all my clients, you know, stay away from this property, or I tell them you cannot exceed this amount, and that just comes from years and years of either flipping houses or doing my rental properties. I can walk into any house and I can say, yeah, this is what this property is going to need to get it ready.
You get a handle on the number you guys are into as far as the number of rentals that you're handling right now?
I have, personally right now, I have 40 units right now.
Wow.
My dad has, I believe he's got 60. Both my brothers each have about 40 as well.
Lots of learning right there. That's what that is.
Yeah, there's a lot of learning. Not only that, I just recently sold a home that I was flipping as well, maybe a month ago. And we're probably getting into a couple of more right now. Every year I flip a couple of houses just myself, just because for some reason I decide I don't have enough work to do as it is.
And
so
the
I need a
flip
little
is kind
more.
of fun. That's one of the more exciting ways of going around this, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fun because now you get to do like things that typically you wouldn't get to do on like rental properties as well. Now you get to go in, you get to do your paint scheme idea, you get to do
make it a little
cool
nicer.
cabinets.
It's fun.
Not only that, but you know, you get this investment property, and then once it's gone, it's gone. You know, you don't have to deal with this property anymore.
That's fun.
And you make some money at it, you know, to boot as well.
So when someone comes to you, because we just have a couple minutes left, I want to talk about this part of it. If someone comes to you and says, "Look, I haven't done this before. I want to get into some investment properties," it's a, you know, and as you say, it's a really good place to, you know, to put some money. How do you go about taking them through their first run?
Through their first run, I make sure that at least at minimum they know how to swing a hammer.
Yeah.
because
You got to put in some sweat labor.
yeah, you're
equity.
especially getting into it. You know, you have to have some basic skills of how plumbing works, how electrical works. You know, just minor, you know, changing light switches and stuff like that, electrical, or changing light fixtures. You know, have some basic knowledge, because contractors are absolutely going to eat you up when it comes to this stuff.
Right.
You know, if you have to call in a plumber, they're going to charge you $150 just to show up. And then if they actually have to start working on something, you know, you just start seeing all your profits go away. You know, learn how to paint walls, learn how to sheetrock, learn how to patch holes, because
Yeah, there's always some of that.
you're going to be doing a lot of that, and learn how to clean really well too. It's and then make sure you connect yourself with someone who's been in the game for a while, because they'll, you know, I can help guide anybody through any of these processes. I have actually a couple of investors right now that are flipping homes that call me up daily. What paint do I need to get? What this do I need to get? And I'm constantly at the house.
And it changes a lot. These things are you know, constantly in motion. You know, the current paint that's kind of in, that changes a lot. And we're kind of in a pale blue right now for some reason. I'm not sure why.
Yeah,
that one's kind of a big deal right now.
It's the modern cool color right now.
Like the light tan carpet and that you know, and that pale blue paint.
The 24 by 12 tiles are super modern and hip right now. And the composite countertops, those are
big deal.
Getting big now. Stainless steel sinks, and even the like trough kitchen sinks.
That's
right now,
a big deal.
Those are huge right now. So I mean, if you're not staying up with the trend, you know, somebody's going to go into the house and they're going to say, well, you know, what did they do in this house? You know.
And it's amazing. You can have a house that from the outside is kind of like every other house. If you go in and it has all these things in it, people are excited.
Oh yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you've got a nice sale.
Yeah, I sold a house once just because the second we walked into it, they smelt new paint, smelt new carpet, and everything we saw before that didn't have that smell in it. And they
It's all the difference in the world.
sold. So we'll take this one.
So how do people get in touch with you if they want to try, you know, if they want to get into the business of either renting or flipping a home? How do they get in touch with you guys?
They can either go to my website, herbonhomes.com, or call me directly at 801-940-6857. Just look us up, Herbon Real Estate or herbonhomes.com, either one of those two.
A lot of information on the website I saw.
Yes, yeah, and we're still working on the website, still bringing it up quite a bit. But yeah, give me a call and let me know what your plans are. You know, if you're looking at getting into the rental game, or if you're looking at flipping, or just buying property just to invest, or even if it's just a home that you're looking to buy for yourself.
Yeah,
you know?
to move into.
Yeah, you know, we've got enough experience on homes that I talk more people out of buying homes than I
Talk
get them
into.
into. Just because I walk in and I'm like, you've got so much work that you're going to have to do on this thing. It's just going to drown you. You're not going to be able to afford this thing. So I talk them into it and try and tell them, you know, let's see if we can't
sure
find
you're
you
the right
something
one.
that's not going to cost you a lot of money. You know, we're trying to get you the best property out there possible.
Well, thanks for coming and sharing with
Hey,
us
I appreciate it.
how it's done.
I
We
appreciate
look
it.
forward to hearing more, and hopefully we'll hear some more fun stories.
Oh yeah,
from your
yeah.
Dad.
Oh,
They're always
we got a
great.
ton of them, so we'll be back.
All right, we'll be back with more right here on the Mountain Morning Show after this quick break.
Oh, that was fun.